There is a quiet revolution happening behind the closed doors of Windsor, and the Prince of Wales is at the center of it. A decisive shift in authority has just taken place, marking a significant departure from royal tradition. Prince William, known for his methodical approach to the future of the monarchy, has reportedly established a firm new boundary that has left the royal household in a state of shock. His focus is unwavering: the protection of his immediate family and the sanctity of the crown's heritage. Even as these internal ripples reached the Princess Royal, her reaction was telling. Princess Anne chose to maintain a profound silence, refusing to step in. Today we delve into the hidden tensions fracturing the House of Windsor and reveal why the relationship between the future King and Queen Camilla's extended family has reached a critical turning point. To understand why this moment is so pivotal, we must look at the specific figures caught in this transition. There is often significant public confusion regarding the status of Queen Camilla's biological family. Her son, Tom Parker Bowles, and her daughter, Laura Lopez, have long navigated the periphery of royal life. Between them, they have 5 children: Lola, Freddie, Eliza, Gus, and Louis. Despite their presence at major events, such as the 2023 coronation where the boys served as pages of honor, or Eliza's role in the 2011 royal wedding, these children are titled commoners. Tom Parker Bowles has famously remarked, "We are the commoners. We are not the royal family." However, as of March 15, 2026, those lines of separation are being drawn more clearly than ever before. The atmosphere at Windsor has shifted from familial warmth to institutional discipline. Reports surfacing this week suggest that Prince William has assumed direct oversight of several private estates and historical assets once managed under the late Queen Elizabeth II. This move is not merely administrative, it is a tactical containment. Evidence suggests that William has blocked certain long-standing access privileges previously enjoyed by Camilla's relatives, particularly regarding residential rights on royal grounds. This follows a period of heightened concern within the palace regarding the potential commercialization of the royal brand by non-royal family members. While the king manages his ongoing recovery with optimism, even planning a major diplomatic tour to the United States and the Caribbean for April, William is already acting as the de facto guardian of the Windsor legacy. His recent actions have been described by insiders as a purge of sentiment, where institutional survival takes precedence over family favors. This includes a reported crackdown on phantom contracts and a resecuring of private ledgers that link back to the extended Parker Bowles circle. Even Princess Anne, the monarchy's most dedicated traditionalist, appears to be signaling her support for this new hierarchy through her actions. During the Commonwealth Day service on March 10th, her refusal to curtsy to the Queen Consort was not a lapse in manners, but a demonstration of the blood royal protocol. Anne knows that as the king's health requires him to step back, the Windsor boundary must be absolute. Furthermore, even Queen Camilla seems to be preparing for this eventual separation. Recent disclosures show she has quietly transferred her private multi-million-pound estate, Ray Mill House, entirely into the names of her children. This discreet move is viewed by analysts as a strategic retreat, ensuring her family is financially independent of the crown's future. As Prince William prepares his own children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, for their eventual roles, he is making it clear that the inner sanctum of Windsor is no longer open to those who do not wear the crown. Reports from the heart of the palace suggest that a confidential audit was recently conducted, tracing media leaks back to individuals previously considered trusted within the Queen's inner circle. This audit, overseen personally by William, has reportedly led to the immediate removal of several staff members and a total freeze on palace funding for specific projects linked to the Parker Bowles business interests. This atmosphere of ruthless preservation has reached a boiling point today, March 15th, following the explosive serialization of Tom Bower's new book, Betrayal. The claims within these pages have sent shockwaves through the royal household. Bower alleges that Queen Camilla described the Duchess of Sussex as having brainwashed Prince Harry, a statement that the Sussexes have since labeled as deranged melodrama. However, for William, the focus is not on the gossip, but on the security of the institution. He reportedly views these leaks as a failure of the current system and is using the king's temporary absence from day-to-day management to install a new ironclad protocol for all non-working members of the family. Observers in London note that the king, while publicly supportive of his wife, has not intervened in William's restructuring. This lack of intervention is being interpreted as a silent passing of the torch. Charles is focused on his diplomatic legacy and his upcoming tours, while William is being allowed to build the slimmed-down monarchy he has always envisioned, one that is stripped of hangers-on and focused solely on the direct line of succession. The tension was most visible during the recent gathering at Windsor, where the Parker Bowles family was reportedly asked to use the public entrances rather than the private royal gates, a symbolic demotion that has been felt across the entire estate. This move, combined with the permanent removal of several Parker Bowles relatives from the official palace guest list for upcoming state dinners, confirms that the Prince of Wales is no longer asking for cooperation. He is demanding compliance. As the sun sets over Windsor today, the reality is clear. The boundaries have been rewritten. The era of the blended royal court is over, replaced by a clinical and disciplined structure designed to ensure the House of Windsor survives its most challenging era yet. The world is watching to see if this new, colder monarchy will hold, or if the internal fractures will eventually lead to a public collapse that even the Prince of Wales cannot contain. But the true shockwaves weren't felt in the hallways of the palace. They were found in the quiet, clinical transfer of assets that took place earlier this month. While the public focus remains on the king's recovery, a more calculated financial distancing is underway. Internal records from March 2026 reveal that Queen Camilla has finalized the transfer of her multi-million-pound Wiltshire estate, Ray Mill House, to her biological children, Tom and Laura. To the casual observer, this might seem like standard inheritance planning. However, to those who understand the inner workings of the crown, it is a clear signal of a strategic retreat. This move comes at a time when Prince William's oversight of the Windsor boundary has reached its most aggressive phase. Reports indicate that William has moved beyond simple estate management and into the territory of active containment. He has reportedly reviewed long-standing access rights that allowed the Parker Bowles family into the more private, high-security zones of the Windsor estate, privileges that had been taken for granted for years. The message from the Prince of Wales is unmistakable. The inner sanctum is for those who serve the institution, and the era of the extended royal court is over. Even the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, has signaled her alignment with this new, colder reality. On March 10th, during the Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey, Anne provided the world with a masterclass in silent protocol, while the Princess of Wales, Catherine, performed a deep traditional curtsy to Queen Camilla, a gesture of respect that made headlines. Anne notably abstained. Under the specific chain of command established following the 2023 coronation, Anne is technically exempt from this requirement, but her choice to exercise that exemption so publicly was a shock to many. It wasn't a mistake. It was a refusal to bow to the new order, a visible confirmation that the bloodline royals are reclaiming their territory. This friction is occurring against the backdrop of an even more explosive development: the release of author Tom Bower's latest book, Betrayal. Today, the 15th of March, 2026, the press is reeling from claims that Camilla privately described the Duke of Sussex as brainwashed. While the Sussexes have dismissed these reports as deranged melodrama, the fact that such private conversations are surfacing at all suggests a leak in the palace's once impenetrable walls. For Prince William, this chaos only reinforces his belief that a total separation between the official crown and personal family drama is the only way to ensure the monarchy survives the coming years. As the king prepares for his upcoming state visit to the U.S., the day-to-day authority has shifted, and the result is a Windsor that looks very different than it did just a few weeks ago. The Prince of Wales is not just the heir. He is now the architect of a new, leaner monarchy. He is reportedly looking at every expense and every person associated with the household, asking one question: what value do they bring to the crown? This has led to the slimming down of the guest lists for the upcoming spring events, with several longtime friends of the King and Queen being quietly removed to make way for a more focused, diplomatic attendance. This is the new Windsor, a place where loyalty is measured by service, not by history or marriage. The public perception of this shift is being carefully managed by the palace's press office, but the underlying tension is impossible to ignore. Every move William makes is seen through the lens of his father's health and his brother's absence. He is a man who has learned the hard way that silence is a shield, and that boundaries are the only things that prevent total collapse. By excluding Camilla's extended family from the most sensitive areas of royal life, he is not just protecting his children, he is protecting the very future of the British throne. The Parker Bowles children, once a fixture in the background of royal life, now find themselves on the outside looking in. They are witnessing the closing of doors that were once open, a process that is both clinical and final. This restructuring has also affected the broader staff within the royal residences. There are reports of new non-disclosure agreements being circulated, specifically targeting the interaction between official staff and non-royal visitors. William is essentially creating an information vacuum around the king, ensuring that only verified information reaches the public. This has created a sense of isolation for Queen Camilla, who has spent decades building her own circle of influence within the palace. Now she sees that circle being systematically dismantled by a man who is ready to be king. The internal battle for the soul of the monarchy is being fought over seating charts, guest lists, and estate deeds. And so far, William is winning every round. Princess Anne's refusal to intervene is perhaps the most telling detail of all. As the hardest-working royal, her endorsement is the gold standard within the family. Her decision to stand back and let William execute his plan shows that she believes the institution needs this level of discipline. She has survived decades of scandal and media intrusion, and she knows that the only way forward is through strength and clarity. Her silent presence beside William at official functions is a visual endorsement of his new order. It is a partnership that the king, in his current state, has chosen to respect. Charles is focused on the big picture, his state visits, his environmental legacy, and his role as a unifying figure. He has delegated the housekeeping to William, but he may not have realized how absolute his son's vision for the future actually is. The implications of this new Windsor boundary will be felt for generations. It marks the end of the blended family experiment that began after the king's second marriage. It is a return to a more traditional, perhaps even Victorian sense of royal distance. For the children of Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopez, the memories of playing in the gardens of royal estates will become just that, memories. They are being prepared for a life of private commoners, a transition that is being accelerated by the Prince of Wales. This is the reality of the 21st century monarchy. It is a business that cannot afford the liability of extended family drama. Every headline, every leak, and every controversy is a threat to the stability of the throne. And William is determined to eliminate those threats before he ever wears the crown himself. The release of Betrayal by Tom Bower has provided the perfect catalyst for this final separation. The book's allegations about the brainwashing of Prince Harry and the finger-pointing confrontation between Meghan and William have reopened old wounds. But instead of engaging in the drama, William is using it as proof that the Parker Bowles circle and the California court are distractions that must be contained. He is using the negative press to justify his new security measures and his financial restructuring. It is a tactical masterstroke that has left his critics within the family with no room to move. As the world focuses on the gossip, the Prince of Wales is busy rewriting the rules of the monarchy, ensuring that when he finally takes his place at the head of the table, he is surrounded only by those he trusts implicitly. The walls of Windsor have never been higher, and for the first time in years, the Prince of Wales is the one holding the keys to every single gate.